All right, we've got Mike Peterson here. We're going to start with your thoughts on the game, Mike, and then we'll move on to questions. Go ahead.
First half our effort was good. Our focus was good. We didn't make shots in the first half, and we're still only down 2. We really struggled to shoot the ball tonight. And some of them were pressured. Okay. Some of them were under duress, but a lot of them, frankly, weren't. And I thought in the fourth quarter, okay, we're down 6 and we have the ball, or down 8 and have the ball to start the fourth quarter. And I thought we allowed the fact that we weren't making shots to affect our defensive energy. And then, we gave up 18 points in 4.5 minutes to start the fourth quarter. You can't beat anybody, much less one of the best teams in the league, doing that.
First questions from Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Been better.
I'm sure. Let me start with this. You started Cheyenne tonight.
Yeah.
Was that just you felt like that's the best to go with tonight, or was it because of the size of Seattle? What was the reason behind that tonight?
We thought the matchup was good, and Cheyenne gave us really good minutes. Her minutes in the second Minnesota game were really good, and so we felt like she might space the floor a little bit. We thought her size against Russell would be a good thing. And then she really struggled out of the gate, right? As she got more relaxed, she was better. But again, we're trying to get her back into the flow, and to get her back into the flow, you got to play her. And so we thought that matchup at the start made some sense.
Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Seattle was obviously very hot from deep tonight. How do you plan to adjust your three-point defense moving forward?
Yeah, we got to get more pressure. Some of them were just standing. Some of them were because we broke down in rotations. Okay. But some of them were standing right there and just didn't pressure the ball. I felt like we didn't get as much ball pressure as we needed. When we had good ball pressure, it's when we made that run in the first half, right? Steals and runouts. But as the game went along, we didn't have enough ball pressure. And they're a very good three-point shooting team. And we just didn't, I didn't do a good enough job of getting us ready. We didn't do a good enough job of guarding them. We obviously need to get more pressure on their shooters.
Powell, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. You're playing against the world champs. They've been where you guys are trying to go. What is a takeaway that you take? What is it that they do so well?
Yeah, they just play together so well. You know what I mean? The ball moves so well. They cover one another defensively so well. That's not surprising. That the core of that team has been together, right? Sue and Stewie and Jewel and Mercedes Russell, those 4 have been together for the last, this is the 4th year, I guess, that those 4 have all been together. And so, they play like a group that's been together a long time, and they've got really gifted players, and they're well coached.
Last 2 questions here. We're going to Sylvia Guerrero. Go ahead, Sylvia.
Hi, Coach. Tough loss. What do you think you struggled the most? Even though the rebounding battle, you guys were 44-23, so that's a good thing. What do you think you struggled the most tonight besides shooting?
Shooting. We take 17 more shots than they do. We take 17 more shots than they do and still get beat by 24. That's hard to do. And some of our shots were under duress, but some of them were not. And again, our players are trying to make shots. And I thought we took a lot of really good shots that we just didn't get to go in. And, we've got to, when that happens, you got to get over it and move on. And I thought the thing that was a problem was when we weren't making shots, we let it affect our energy on the other
end. Last question, Spencer Descom, go ahead.
Yeah, now is probably as good a time to ask as any. Do you have a gauge on when Kennedy is coming back, and how do you think Court and Chip are stepping up in her absence?
Yeah, I don't have a gauge on Kennedy, right? So the medical folks and Kennedy will make that decision. I think she's making really good progress. And I think, Tiff and Court have stepped up good. Tiff had 22 tonight, and Court probably had as big a struggle as she's had for sure this year. and probably since she got through the COVID stuff last year. So I know Court is not happy with how she played tonight, but it's not an effort problem. She had some shots she couldn't make, that she didn't make, that she normally makes. And, she'll be, to me, the fact that she went 4-15 tonight just means she's going to make a lot more shots tomorrow. She's a player with great confidence. She's a very good basketball player. She'll step up and make plays tomorrow. She was trying to make them tonight. They just didn't happen.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know it is. We've got Tiffany Hayes here. If you have a question for her, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Emmanuel Glaze, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Going on, Tip. Been a long time. How you doing?
I'm good. What's up with you?
I know it's a rough game, but it was tough. But what was it about it? What did it feel like to you where it kind of got a little bit out of hand for you guys? You guys played great. It was tight the first half and third. And what do you see as a team? It went down a little bit.
I mean, in the fourth quarter, stuff just got away from us on the defensive end, and that's what we thrive in. And when that's not going, we can't just lay down. We got to fight back. And I think it was just a little bit of miscommunication, So we got some things to fix, and we're gonna work on it.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's probably not a ton of positivity after this game, but what did you see today that kind of makes you encouraged for the next matchup? Or what's one positive takeaway you can, take away from this game?
I mean, we played hard and well for 3 quarters. We didn't start really good in the first quarter, but we fought back like we always do, and we showed that we could stay in the game and even win the game. So for 3 quarters, we showed who we are, kind of. And then, like I said, it just got away from us. So you can see us. You can see the good in us, but we have to play. It's not the game's not 3 quarters; it's 4 quarters. So we got to play all 4 quarters.
Becky Lewison, go ahead.
Part of the issue for the way you guys performed in the second half was the fact that Dayman Sal shot you guys from the 3-point land, and you were the only player on the Dream that had multiple threes. What adjustments are you looking to make when you face Seattle the very next game?
Not give them as many threes. They made a lot, and you make 18 points in 4 minutes. I mean, nobody's going to be able to beat you, so we got to get out there and contest those threes.
Last 2 questions here. First, we'll go to Sylvia Guevara. Go ahead, Sylvia.
Hi, Tiffany. We saw that you hit knee-to-knee with Dupree. Is your knee okay? You're okay for the next game?
I'm always fine.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Good. You're welcome.
And last question, Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead.
If I finish with this on a positive, your 3-point game has been ridiculous this year. What is it about it? I mean, you're hitting a lot outside. You look like you're very comfortable out there behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, people always try to play me for the drive, even though I'm a great driver. I don't know why. So I have to work on that a little bit and start knocking down the 3 so people will respect me more and it'll make my job easier. So definitely been getting a lot of 3-point shots up in practices and stuff like that. So I guess it's just starting to show, and my confidence is definitely there. So if I miss one, I'm probably not going to miss too many more after that. And if I do, my confidence is still up just because I know I work on it. So that's just what it is.
All right. Thanks so much, Tiff.
Thank y'all. See you next time.
All right. We've got Elizabeth Williams here. If you have a question for her, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Emmanuel Glaze, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
What's going on, Elizabeth? Tell me your thoughts about tonight. What did you see? And like I said, we talked with Tiff first 2.5, and what coach is saying, y'all played pretty strong, but I kind of got away from it. Give us your point of the game for today's game.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a good job in the first half. Obviously, Seattle is a really tough offensive team, but I think we did a good job of keeping up with that, despite us missing a lot of layups and missing a lot of shots that we normally make. I think the difference, obviously the difference was the fourth quarter and that big run that they had, but I think we will do a good job of making those adjustments and, not letting that type of run happen when we see them again on Friday.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Yeah, kind of in the same vein as that last question. I mean, what did you see today that makes you encouraged for the next matchup?
I mean, we were relentless on the board. So if you think about us hitting more shots than we did today, if we were able to do that and keep that advantage and make sure that we do have those extra possessions, I think that'll give us a lot of success. But when we moved the ball, we were great. It was just once they started running in transition and, moving the ball the way that they do, that was tough. So we have to just be more disruptive.
Sue Favor, go ahead.
Hi, Elizabeth. Could you comment on what Crystal Bradford means to the team and what she brings to the Atlanta Dream?
Yeah, she's great. Really high energy. Obviously, when you have people that, have had like a long career, between overseas and different teams, and then she's been able to stick with us. I think she just has a different mindset and brings that to every single practice. So we love the energy that she brings on and off the floor. She's unpredictable, so she's really tough to guard, but she can do a lot of things. So I know we like that about her.
Last two questions here. We'll go to Edwin Powell. Go ahead, Edwin.
Hey, Elizabeth. I asked Coach this, but you guys, took on the world champs tonight. What is it that they do so well that you guys can kind of take away from them?
I mean, they move the ball like incredibly well. The ball always has energy. They skip it from side to side a lot of times. With good teams, like the ball will move, but it doesn't always necessarily get to the other side. And they do a good job of finding their hot hand and keeping the ball moving and forcing defense to be really good all the time.
Last question, Spencer Nussbaum, back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I know your job isn't necessarily defending the 3-point line, obviously. But can you talk about the sort of impact you have on a night like tonight where, they're shooting super well from deep and you're, defending well in the interior? Are you trying to be a vocal defensive leader? Are you, switching extra well? What sort of adjustments are you making in this sort of game?
Yeah, I mean, high level of communication is key, especially with a team that has players that can play multiple positions and players that, guards that post up or post players that like to shoot outside. So just trying to constantly be a voice, remind people where I am, what schemes that we're in defensively. But yeah, that's all you can do with this type of team.
All right, thanks so much, E.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Odyssey Sims here. If you have a question for her, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Emmanuel Blaze, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Odyssey, since you've taken over the role as the starting point guard, what are some of the things that you've been trying to do to keep the team in line and make sure we can stay competitive while you're out there?
I'm just maintaining. I haven't taken over any role. Kennedy's out right now, waiting for her to get back. That's pretty much it.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Yeah, I know there are probably more negative takeaways from this game than positive, but if you were to have one positive takeaway from this game, what would it be?
I thought we played hard in the first half. We kind of lost a little bit of energy to start in the second half in the third quarter. It's got a lot to clean up, but we played them again Friday, so we have another day to prepare and go back and watch film.
Last question, Rafiq Lewison, go ahead.
Yeah. What are some of the defensive adjustments that your team's looking to make in the next game?
We'll watch film and we'll talk about it. Right now, I don't know, but I'm sure we'll adjust. We played them again on Friday, so we'll go back and watch film and be ready on Friday and just be better on defense.
All right, thanks, Elle.